What's up, everybody? We're back with another episode of the World on Drugs interview, and this week we got.
Squinted.
Well, that's word. So honestly, let's just get into it. This is like for those of you who don't know, because you're Squinted people and you're coming to KOA for the first time. This is gonna be all raw, unedited, just like straight through, so you guys can like see who Squinted really is, type shit. So let's go. So first question: who's Squinted?
Squinted is a man who loved music for a long time. I'm an artist that has been influenced by, I guess you would say, two generations, because I was definitely young enough to still experience when rap was more about like a bar heavy thing, and there was really just one sound per coast. And now we're in an era where like multiple states have blended together, so to speak, and there's not really like a set New York sound anymore. And I don't mind that either. I'm kind of a jack of all trades when it comes to it, man. I'm influenced by artists like Jay-Z, Nas, but then I listen to the Destroy Lonely, Ken Carson's now, and all the new gen artists. Like, I'm tapped in, so I'm not a hater per se, but there's some people my age or older that criticize that, and I don't personally buy into all that. They be hating. They don't understand. Things are never meant to stay the same. And to be honest, it is a nice thing, because you still got that niche of like of Benny the Butchers and Griselda, and they're still mainstream. It's not like they're not relevant. I think the problem with it today is that there's no subgenres for rap, and rap's one of the biggest like cultures out there. Like, rap culture itself runs a lot of this world. Like,
I don't know if you could say there's no subgenres. Like Ken Carson and Destroy Lonely and like Playboy Cardi, they're not really like rappers.
yeah, it's like alternative rap almost.
Exactly. Like,
Yeah.
I think that's where the blanket of like hip hop comes in.
Yeah.
Because we gotta, like, to me, it's like we gotta take like the rap out of it and like hip hop.
Oh, yeah.
Because I feel like the hip hop artists like yourself, like, you guys are like rappers. Like, you're more sort of the old school MC type shit.
Oh yeah,
But
for
we don't
sure.
see that nowadays, because I think all that's getting caught up in like rappers, like
Yeah.
the Butcher.
Yeah.
I would say he's a rapper, but he's a little more of like a hip hop.
Oh
MC,
yeah, he's classical, like
yeah,
real
so
classical style, bro. Like,
so classical, bro. But it's like, to me, I feel like there is some genres in the main genres, as long as we take it away from rap and make it hip-hop.
yeah, make it, yeah, exactly,
It's all hip-hop.
exactly, and that's always the big debate.
Yeah.
Like, people make it bigger, like bigger than it should be. You know, it's all the same, like kind of art form in a way, and it's all influenced by other shit. Like, there's so
100%.
much. Even back in, like, let's say, go back 10 years, 12 years ago when ASAP Mob first emerged, bro, they're totally influenced by Southern culture. And that wasn't an issue then.
Yeah.
But I think now so many people drew from that, and they put so many people on too. Now it's like a who can do it better type of like realm we're in. And it's like, it was never like that. You know, it was just like originality and artists that wanted to be themselves, and, you know, and they got on because of that ultimately. So I think it's in a good spot. There's just too many critics out there, you know. It's definitely, and like you said, me, I'm kind of tailored for older, but like, it's nice when I hear like from my brother's age. Got a brother that's like 21, so he's sort of around your age, and I always get like that's fire stuff. I'm like, oh, so, you know, it's tapped in and people understand like what I'm coming from and like what my influences are. So that's always a good feel, you know. And I think that's a great thing going forward as an artist. You want to be marketable to everyone, like every age, you know. That's the goal. You ask someone who Drake is, they could be 60 or they could be like 15, and they'll tell you who Drake is. So that's the goal, I think, as an artist, to be marketable to everything, you know. That's how you ultimately expand your art and what you're trying to do, you know, with the shit and everything like that. So
Most definitely.
yeah.
Like, speaking of that, like, what is the message that you try to get out with your art?
So I'm influenced. It's weird because I love music that really, like, a Kid Cudi realm of rage, but I love the bigger like message to it where it helps you get through things. Like the original Man on the Moon for me, like, it hit when I was earlier in my college days, because like, you know, you feel lost when you're like transitioning from your teen to your early 20s, and he like convey, right, like, and the thing is, you don't understand at the time that it's not the end of the world, and he made it like okay to feel like that, you know. Like, a lot of us go through that age range, even in your older 20s, you know. This world is just crazy right now, you know. I love music that helps you get through things, so I was influenced by him a lot. Of course, I love Kanye, you know, that whole era, you know. Graduation is probably my favorite album. So yeah, man, of all time. And artists like that, you know, I'm a big Travis Scott fan, of course. You know, I come from that side of things. Like, I had brought it up before, and today is a crazy day for that reason too. Speaking of which, R.I.P. Rich Homie Quan, man, because that, you know, music is like a time capsule. That was one of those like pivotal points for me before I started making music officially, like 16, 17. And you're so impressionable at that time, and they just went crazy. Him and Thug, Rich Gang, when Birdman was like managing them and shit. So, rest in peace to them and praise to the family, because, music is special in that way. But even like Young Thug, like I said, I'm influenced by the older artists too. And all the other stuff that you might hear out there. I'm open to it all. Now there's a new youth coming up, but I feel like now I'm getting to that age where it's like, I let them do their thing, like net spending shit. Like, like you might be able to tap in, but the slight age gap for me, it's not like I'd ignore that. I'm just like, I let the youth do their thing and like do what I know. And, like I don't try to like try too hard in that element of things. So yeah, my message for me, like a lot of my favorite songs that I made, it's like relatable shit. I don't try to talk about nothing I haven't done or been involved in. And I've really shone more into like just talking about real things lately. When you start getting into your 20s and shit, there's so much that goes on, There's so much every single person goes through, and it feels like a lot of times. So I'm trying to be an artist that you turn on the music and you really are like, oh shit, I'm not alone. Just a real feeling type of thing,
Like some therapy talk type.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and that's really where I'm at with it. And that's my favorite art form, is things that are, I guess you would say, like relatable, or you can find inspiration from, even through a tough time, And that's what I love about music itself,
I think that's the purpose of it. It's supposed to be like that. Creative outlet for people.
For sure. And everyone does it differently.
Yeah, and I think that's the beautiful thing about it.
Yeah.
You got to do it. You can't do it the same.
Yeah.
So like, speaking of that, you grab your influence, you were saying, from Kanye, Kid Cudi, people like that.
Yeah.
You grab lyrical influence or more so beats?
A mix.
Okay.
So like a mix of both, because right now I would say my favorite artist is like a Travis Scott or a Don Toliver, and they're very good at melodizing on an 808. So I try not to copy them, but I do like that sound of like where there's a good energy and sometimes a good message. They're more of like a obviously turn up artist, but that's where I draw like my rage influence from, is like artists like that and a trippy red sound, and not to take their style, but I use it as influence, and it's helped me get comfortable with using auto-tune as I develop. And I, like you've seen, I've got lyrical songs and I've got songs that I use the auto-tune. I like to like balance it just because I'm technically in both eras, seeing Lil Uzi go to the top from the bottom, shit like that. That shit is crazy. Like, yeah. That year was, like I said, that was an impressionable time for me. I was probably like 22 or 23 at the time, I think, maybe younger. No, actually I turned 21 in 17, so I was younger. So for me, same deal now for you. Whatever was playing 3 years ago is probably like just... You're never gonna forget.
I'm not gonna lie. For me, 2016 was my peak. That's when I was in.
That's
high
awesome.
School.
That's awesome.
That's 10th or 11th grade. I graduated 2019.
Yeah.
So yeah, bro. That year, I heard Playboy Cardi for the first
Oh my
time.
gosh, bro.
Uzi, I was on Uzi shit early.
Oh, me too, bro. Love his rage when he was rapping regular and shit. I remember songs like.
I remember. Oh, what's the name of the fucking EXO Toy Life, bro? I saw that shit on SoundCloud before it hit 1,000 streams.
Yeah.
And I would never forget me and my boy Vino. We were talking about it, like, just randomly, like, and we were like, yo, EXO Toy Life, you heard that? And we were like, yeah. And then the same thing we did, like, maybe a year or two later with Juice WRLD. With, oh, fuck. Oh,
Lucid Dreams?
Lucid
Dreams. That was like the common
EP 999.
Yeah, that one.
We saw that before, like, everybody else hit that, because I was on his shit on SoundCloud, because, like, EP 999, I was a big fan of that. And I was a little heartbroken fucking kid. Like, I was like,
so impressionable. It's like that's the music that's gonna.
It hit me, bro. That carried me like through my freshman year and sophomore year of college. He died my freshman year of college.
Yeah, man. It was devastating, man. It sucks, some of those artists are no longer with us, but you see the impact,
Juice is still impacting.
Yeah, that's
Rich Homie Quan is probably gonna influence hip hop for generations to come.
Yeah, he'll get his flowers that he kind of got, but really didn't, because when him and Thug came together, Thug bounced off that like platform, and he was the focus. Like, there's no disputing that either. Like, the Young Thug was one of the biggest artists in the world when he got locked up. It was like crazy. He did songs with Elton John, shit. It's shit like that. Like, as an artist, that's a dream, to be out anybody. You can't box Young Thug or any one of those types of artists in. You just can't. Like, they could do whatever they want. Like, yeah. But yeah, man, like, that was 2016. I think was a peak for everyone.
But I feel like low key, like, music dropped down
a little bit,
a little back up. then it dropped down. No, I feel like it's kind of coming back up
Yeah.
as a whole.
Yeah.
Like, just like I feel like I'm hoping we did, but I feel like we kind of got past the drill phase.
Yeah.
I'm not, bro. I'm not a big fan.
I'm not. Yeah, no
I'm
disrespect to the artists out there. I'm cool with a few that do it. I've always told them though, I paint my pictures, you paint yours, and I truly believe what you put out there, what you say on the song, it does come back to you. You know, we just had that artist YBC Duel from Philly. He literally posted a video of himself a year ago digging up an ops grave. It's like you don't want to invite that energy to yourself. You're just enabling the reaper to creep on your shoulder, and what happens? He gets you eventually. It's like shit like that. But no disrespect to the drill scene. You know, I know that's what you know, and that's what a lot of people eat up. You know, the industry, they do numbers. It's not like you can sit here and say they don't. I'm not personally a huge fan. I do listen to a few drill artists, but I understand the bigger concept of it all. Like, but when, you know, like I said, some people never change that subject matter. So it is what it is, you know, that's you guys, more power to you. It's no hate, you know, it's just what I want to put out in the world. And I care about that shit. So,
yeah, no, I feel you on that. It's like, it's all about your energy. That you put out, you know?
For sure. So yeah, I think we're over that drill phase. You're definitely right. It's definitely tailed off or capped, I would say, to the niche, the max possible niche it could be. And now we're at a point where we're getting some creativity again. We're seeing some original sounds, and the music's in a good place. This year for music has been pretty historic, man. Like it really has.
Pretty crazy.
Low key.
Gambino.
Yeah,
not Gambino anymore.
He's doing an alternative pop sound, and I kind of enjoyed it. I'm mad more people didn't tap in because he didn't really promote it like at all.
I saw his concert. I went to his concert maybe like a week ago.
Oh shit, how is it?
Bro, it was sick.
It's insane.
Bro, he's on some shit.
Yeah, I went to a Gambino show like 4 or 5 years ago. It was like 2 albums ago when he was still sort of doing rap and shit. And it was a vibe, bro. It was sold out in the garden. We were in the nosebleeds and still had a blast, bro. It was fucking crazy, bro.
Bro, like the thing that gets me about Gambino, bro, he's time, bro. I remember discovering I was probably maybe in middle school.
Oh, so
my brother's way older than me. I will never forget, bro, hearing Freaks and Geeks.
Bro.
Oh, shit, that's so hard, bro. And then, bro, I heard 3005. That's still one of my favorite songs.
Dude, that song.
Bro, he played that. He played that line.
You remember the Stone Mountain mixtape he put out?
No,
that was right before that album, that pink cover. I think it's called 3005, The Odyssey. That right, he had, and that's again ties in with the DatPiff era. He literally dropped a mixtape. Me and my friends could not stop replaying. It was called Stone Mountain / Kauai, and you should tap in. You're a Gambino fan. It would be a great revisit. He hopped on beats that may have been hopped on before and mixed in some originals. And like I said, that's why I missed the DatPiff era. Bring it back. I'm an advocate for that. I love streaming. I love accessibility for artists and all the different ways that it's easier for the consumer to get it. But a lot is lost too, and it comes at a cost for all the artists. You know, they should be making way more. It's sad, but it's true. But like I said, I do love that now anyone can access anything. Like you don't really gotta struggle. Like I said, it comes out at midnight. You're having it at 12:02. You're not waiting an hour, bro. You're talking with your friends. You're like, oh my god, in real time, like in real time with it. So that is cool.
I forgot what album I did that to. I think I did that to Lovesick or something.
Oh shit, yeah, man, that one I probably did too.
Oh shit, because I'm a big Don T fan, bro.
Oh man, I got a story for you.
I love him for his best you ever had days type shit.
So
I saw him I think last year at the Garden.
Yeah. You remember when he dropped Life of a Don?
Yes.
I literally met him in Cactus because I won a contest. Yeah, it's on my gram and shit. Like. It's so one of my, So I met like the people I listened to before, but Don T, he's real cool, bro. Like I'll never forget this shit. We were in this 5-star restaurant next to Webster Hall. I think it's called Cathedral or some shit. I'm probably mispronouncing it. It's a French restaurant. I have no idea how you say it. We're in there and the night starts and it's a smaller room than you think. Like it's literally like a backroom mafioso vibe, like literally like 5 feet between each walls, no more than that. And like you could probably see 20 to 30 people at this table. I'm sitting there. They're bringing drinks to everyone. So you got Cactus, Sheck West. You got their affiliates, Bloody Osiris in there. You know, people like that. Chase B walks in. He was there. And then Travis walks in later, which was crazy. And I got photos of most of them. I did not with Travis because I wanted to not be like in his face because, you know, he walks in. It's crazy. Like, long story short, they're bringing us the drinks the slowest, of course, because we're probably the least affluent or known people there. It's me and the 2 other people that had won this. I swear, Don comes over, bro, waves his hand, and within 10 seconds, I had 3 drinks in front of me. It was ridiculous. It was the craziest shit I ever seen. I was like, so there's levels to this shit. It's like, what the fuck? Like, and it's Don, so I'm like, hell yeah. And then at one point in the night, everyone got so sauced. I'm pretty sure he gave one of us 3, like, his drink that was walking. He's like, yo, you want it? And one of us is like, yeah, like, what, of course. Like, it was a crazy night, though. Good experience, because at that time, I was dropping again. I had taken like not even a year hiatus. It was like during the pandemic, shit was weird. I had dropped a little bit, but then I was kind of like trying to find my sound more and just fine tune the craft and get back into it. Cause as an artist, you go through your slumps and phases, and that night just sent me to the moon. Like I've been inspired since, bro. Like, and it's not only just cause it's them, like they were like mad humble, you know, like they were not like Hollywood at all. Like I literally asked Travis Scott when Utopia was dropping, he started laughing. I was like, I was that kind of sauce. I was like, bro, but he was pouring down the whole night for everyone. So it's like Don Julio was coming out. He's doing his thing. It was nuts, bro. Like, it's cool to see. But like, that was a great experience. Like I said, you know, it's hard for me to not think back and be like, yo, you're always closer than you think. You know what I mean? Whether it be Universal or whatever. You know, I've never heard it happen again. So I was like, it was an honor and a blessing to go through that and see what the top, how they operate, how those nights are. Bro, the dinner was insane. And then after they stumble out, there's a club later on that night. We didn't get in because I had a messenger on me like this with like a bunch of weed things, a rolling tray, all that. And I had it in the restaurant. So we were going to try to get in. And then Blake Griffin pulls up with 30 people entourage, cuts the whole line, waves his hand and waves 30 people in as all the Cactus and other artists are going. I'm like, this is like a A-list type of night. Like, I just see Blake, like we saw, because my boy noticed it. He came to pick me up because he lives in Yonkers and he was working that night. He's like a doorman in the city. So he pulls up on me. He's like, bro, what the fuck? Is that Blake Griffin? I'm like, where? And he points and it's dead ass him. I was like, I guess when he was still on the Nets or whatever, I was like, what the fuck? Like, that shit was crazy, bro. Oh, bro, it was in numbers. You wouldn't believe it. Uzi came out that night, bro. I got a picture dapping Uzi up. It was crazy. Like, yeah. People, like, I name drop this and people like, what? And then they go on the ground and they're like, it happened. I'm not making this up. Like, I met these motherfuckers, bro. Like, and they were cool. That's the main thing I took away. It wasn't about who I met. It's like the experience, right? Because you go in with low expectations with like high level artists or anything like that, you know, because you just think they're a certain way. You should never, you know, some probably are, but you know, you never know. Everyone's human. Everyone looks at their position different. So that's a good thing in a way, you know, like it's good that, like we said earlier, not everyone's a carbon copy clone and you got different personalities. Cause it's like, you need that in rap and art in general. You need different inspirations in that shit. So it was cool. But yeah, man, if you're a big Don T, I gotta tell you, I tell all my big Don T, I was a huge, heaven or hell, bro, that was another impressionable period. Like music has the periods of time, 2016, 2020, like it's kind of in fours, like
literally favorite song. I'm surprised most people don't know this song, and I learned that even his like fans don't really know this song. Best You've Had.
Oh my god, with the rainbow cover,
bro,
right?
Hit it 2 times for the 1 time.
Bro, I found that song. I found that song 3. I'm not even joking because I didn't know it either. I'd been a fan from like a year plus at that point, and I dived into the old mixtape. I think it was called Donnie Womack.
Donnie Womack.
Yeah. So I found that.
Yeah.
I found that shit 3 months before that. Then I found Best You Had.
Yeah.
And I swear, bro, I was bumping that shit like in the rotation with all the music that was out at the time. Best You Had, I was stuck on. Bro. And then I won that. I was like, this is a dream come true. I thought it was fake at first, crazy. Bro. I was like, nah, because it was through Amazon's rotation account. Okay. They have that music like subsection of Amazon. Mm-hmm. And to be honest, Amazon got all the money in the music. People probably don't realize that, but I mean, they make all this money, so they can put it anywhere. They have heavy pull in the music game too. And they made that shit happen. So shout out Amazon. And I think Jeff Bezos was still the owner at that time. So shout out to him, whoever the fuck put that together. That shit was crazy, bro. Like, but yeah, it was right in the city. You know, my family's from the city. They moved out to Long Island when I was young. You know, first place when I was born. I just found this out a year ago. My mom tells me they brought me to the center of Manhattan, 42nd Street. So I'm like, no wonder I love the city my whole life, even though I'm in the island. And that's where their influences are from. They grew up in Flushing, Queens. One of my grandmas lives in Manhattan still. Since she's been there forever. This was before it was impossible to live there. Like, now if you live there, you got to get like bags for real. Like,
that's like my parents, bro. Like,
yeah.
My dad grew up in the South Bronx. Mom grew up in Co-op. My grandma still live in Co-op.
There you go. So it's like the influence, bro. You get it, bro.
Yeah, I get it.
It's the same deal with me. Like, that's where this all came from, I feel, you know? That's probably why my dad's taste in music was so good. Like, I always say it. My mom, too, but my mom bought more of the, like, rock influences and shit. But she was into rap, but she put me on Red Hot Chili Peppers. She used to listen to fucking, like, Beach Boys and shit, like classic rock. I'm like, so she put me on all that shit, like, and I was just like, oh, this is cool too. But like, I always took to the rap more. But as I've grown older, I'm trying to expand my horizons with musically what I listen to. It's hard sometimes. I think I've tried giving everything a try, but country. I'm not into country. It just won't work.
I'm not even gonna lie, bro.
It won't work.
I used to be that nigga. Now I want to go to Nashville.
Really? See, no, you might have to put me on. I'm not gonna reject it totally. I just might not be well versed. Like,
country is kind of hard. Like Noah Khan, you gotta listen to, bro. And
there's that artist Shabuzi, right? Or whatever.
Bro, that nigga is tough.
He's crazy.
Fucking
he's crazy.
Childish Gambino brought him out.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Nah, he's tough.
Tipsy.
He's tough.
I was like, nah,
I'm not gonna lie. He is tough.
Hard,
he's tough.
Like,
he's drawing that gap probably anyway too. He drew that gap.
Like he definitely got a bunch of black people in the country.
Yeah,
you
see,
niggas knew what they was doing.
Yeah.
The music industry, like, okay, we got this.
Yeah, make it relatable, and you see someone that you could be like, oh, that's me. Not like, exactly. Oh, you're like any minority. Look at a country singer, you're like, we could never relate. Then that's just the demographic though of music. Like, it's whatever niche it appeals to. But like he said, you know, it's about the strategy behind it. Now they're drawing that bridge. Now they're combining the bridges, which is cool. I'm not against it. Like, I love that shit. Like, I can't lie. That's the only little bit I've heard. It's that song, and like the only type shit I heard. Like,
nah, that should go hard.
Nah, he goes crazy, bro.
So, what did you got going on with your music and everything?
So right now, I'm actually working on an album. So I dropped the EP earlier this year that's on my sweater right here. No Light Without Darkness. Yeah, I got the sweater on for the interview. Yeah, make sure they get that. But
where could they find it?
They all streaming platforms, and I got 2 visuals from it out right now. Okay. And then I'm also working on doing a couple more, because to be honest with you, it was a 6-song EP. Just took the best 6 out of that recording session, or like couple months I was recording, and just really wanted to focus on a better, realer message. And I usually, like with the names of my projects, I try to make it, even though it's not so much a deep thought, it'll like make you think. Like, one of my projects was named Life's Too Short, so like you hear it on the surface, but like as you listen, it ties in, you know what I mean? So that's what I did with this. But right now I'm working on an album called Life's What You Make It. I actually just announced it a few days ago, and I'm just working on that heavy. I'm gonna say I'm at like 3/4 point, trying to aim for October and November time. But yeah, I have that going. But yeah, more visuals. I definitely want to get more out. I had a couple drop this year. Most recent was in June for my birthday. I dropped a single off the new album, Life's What You Make It, called Seasons Change, and I love it personally, and I got a lot more on the album sounding like that, so it's exciting. You know, I'm drawn to more of like what I told you earlier, is just being relatable, and my music you turn on, tough or good time, you know, even through a great time, you know, you remember the music that's there, and through the bad. So, you know, I'm an artist that really cares about that shit. I think it's important to care about what you're creating and putting out. It's like we said earlier, your energy is everything. So it's big, and especially in music. Music is an energy, you know. Yeah, Playboy Cardi's an energy and a language. Young Thug speaks his own language. Like, it's all energy and shit. Like,
energy, vibes, and vibration.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm working on that, and that's the focus for now. And then just doing a lot more shows and interviews and shit. You know, I've actually been doing more so the past few years, doing more than I was probably coming out of pandemic and shit. And there was a lot of different things going on too, life-wise, you know, but I was still starting to get back into dropping. So I'm at the point now, like, I feel like a solid, like, 2 to 3 years of grinding. I'm getting comfortable with my sound. I know what I want from it. I don't get, like, too caught up in the studio about, oh, it had to sound this way. A lot of my best songs lately are songs I had recorded at home in like the little home setup with like a Focusrite, like, and not gonna obviously mix it because I don't mix or engineer, but then I go to the studio to record it, and I'm like, wow, like, I came at this tone or this melody and changed it, and it made it a whole different song, and not only that, better. So like, I'm open to a lot of experimentation and create like that side of the creativity, you know. I'm not so like closed-minded to it no more, and I'm glad, because for like the beginning parts, like I say, 2020 2021, when I started dropping again, it was a little bit not uncomfortable, but like I wanted to get to where I was at now, so to speak, you know, that comfortability. And it really do take 1,000 hours as an artist, you know, even if you blow up overnight. A lot of blow-ups aren't necessarily overnight. These are people that got a look, but may have been doing it 5, 6 years, 10 years. I mean, look at Future. That guy grinded 15 years before he went on that monumental run with Cody and Crazy, that mixtape, Throwaway. That was a 15, 16-year grind. He was in the Dungeon Family when I was like 7 or 8, you know what I mean? So people don't understand, not every blow up is handed to you. A lot of these guys do put in the, you know, 1,000 hours, all the time you need, and all the failures. A lot of them were at the same place a lot of artists are now, at the bottom, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, but they didn't have all the ice, they didn't have 10 rings on, they didn't have a $250,000 jewelry, the chain spinning, you know. When you see that in real life, it's nice and all, but you understand what it requires of you, you know. Yeah, you really get it how you live. And, you know, one artist I keep my eye on now, Larry June, because he's a little bit older, but he's still like marketable to, I feel like, all the ages now. He's starting to get a little bit of a buzz. It's like a guy like that who he put in the 1,000 hours. He may be in his later 30s, but he's working with the Alchemist now, you know, like that's a dream come true. And that's not boxing, but he's been grinding for years. And in his videos, you see the progression. He's starting videos just like anyone else. No ice, regular, maybe a rental whip, you know, just regular shit. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Now he's driving Porsches in Spain with Alchemist, smoking dope in the middle of the street. Like, it's levels to this shit. It's levels to the art. Like,
there's levels to this shit.
Yeah, so
I think that's the one thing you need to always like recognize at the end of the day.
Yeah.
There's levels to this shit.
Yeah, and no one's bigger than the program, bro. Your favorite artist probably got laughed at one point. My favorite video on the internet of an artist in the beginning is that video of Travis at South by Southwest with 10 people in the crowd. Probably a smaller show than the wonderful show, by the way, he hosted. Did a hell of a show a few weeks ago. Great energy. But it's like, they start so small. Like it's crazy to see. They literally start below everyone and then they shoot to the absolute infinite peak, and it's great, you know. That's the beautiful part about the long grind, you know.
You see that 10-person show and
you're like,
his fucking 80,000.
oh my god,
80,000 or 80,000.
Yeah,
in Spanish.
it's Spanish, right? Just screaming his shit. You got people going nuts, man. And that's you know, those are the dream come trues, but I truly believe in a long grind too. You know, I always tell people around me, I'm like, you know, if you were given $250,000 tomorrow, right? We all want to be rich and successful and get that shit, right? Do you truly know what to do with $250,000 at this moment in time? Some people don't. A lot of people admit it, and you're one of the You're one of the See, you know, and that's good. You're ahead of the game. I got people around my age who still don't know what to do. I'm like, you got to have that plan. So see, that tells me you're not ready. So you got to be mentally ready and just have discipline. You know, it's easy to see that number. So many people in the no shoes, right? They go out, blow fucking $100 million one day. So many people, bro. It can't be like that. But that's why, like, I believe in, like, the universe gives it to you when you're ready. That's it. Like, 100%. That's the only way it could be done. And some people get lucky, but in the end, are they though? And is it a longevity thing? Is it something they're gonna have when they're in a walker and their family's still eating off of it? Because that's ultimately what everyone wants. Yeah. When I put my feet down, my family's still eating. That's the goal. Like when I put my towel in, they're still clocking out off what the fuck I did. That's the goal. Like, that's ownership, man. Like, only the best have taught us that a million times, but you know, like, that's just the way it is, man. That's how you get power. When your name's on that deed or whatever, the building, no one can tell you shit. You know, it's yours, bro. You own it. It's yours. Like, yeah. But that's what I'm working on. You know, I just want to put a great album out and go into the new year strong and then get back into the single grind too. You know, I've been dropping singles throughout the summer, some more rap heavy. Seasons changes a little more melodic. So just expect more of that from me, definitely. And, you know, whoever's tapped in, I appreciate everybody. You know, I had a few new people tapping from the show, definitely hitting me up like, oh, yo, like, this is, yo, keep going. I'm like, I love that shit. So you see the vision too, you know, ultimately that's another goal as an artist. One of the main ones, you know, you convey your vision, but do people see it? You know what I mean? Like, and if you got to see it before everyone do. And if you don't see that, that's the issue. Like, once you see it, the right person sees it, anyone could see it. That's the way it goes. Like, it just takes that one yes. It don't matter if 10 people say, nah, this is fucking bullshit. It's like, no, The one person with the power said, yes, it doesn't matter what you think. You know, it's chess, not checkers. Like, and that's, like we said, no one's bigger than the program. Don't get discouraged, man. That's one thing I've learned. And it's a good thing. Like, you should want to create for you. I think like Rick Rubin said that shit. Yeah. Put out what you want. You don't decide what goes big. You know, you decide what you like ultimately, and you can put out what you love. The people make it what it is. You're just you know, you can't control that. And that takes away a lot of the overthinking when it comes to the creative process. Like, that's why nowadays I don't mind. Like, if I'm at home, I write it one way, go to the studio, record it. I'm usually happy that happened, because it's like, oh, a part of my brain kicked in now that I didn't have 2 years ago when I was writing shit, to even be open to that. Now I am. So it's like, I feel like that's a new tool to work with. And that's how you get a very unique artist, you know? You have to put in that time to even find that sound. Like, I know these newer artists didn't just have that sound. Because if you look, like, even dive into anyone's old first art, it's evolved, you know, it's all evolved. It's not like, even for me, I think I dropped the album with all bars back in like 2017, 2018. And since then, I've always kept it mixed. You know, I got some melodic joints, some bar heavy ones, some that just make you think, but I've always liked both worlds. So I try to blend it, and I'm still in the pursuit of blending that as best I can, you know, for every generation to see that. The best feeling in the world is when, like, for example, my girl's mom, she's probably in her 50s. Yeah. Like, both her and her fiance are like, nah, you got it. I'm like, and you're that's just, hard. Yeah, I'm that's like, you got it. Like, that's what I'm saying. I like it when I hear from the two ends of the timeline, you know, because, like, obviously we're in our 20s, so we're hip. But like, if they're not hip and they feel like, oh, I still fuck with this, that's the consumer. You know, that's the real regular market. There's the musical consumer, music fan consumer, and then just the market. Yeah, like, the market, bro.
Don't listen to it.
Yeah.
Yo, that shit hard. I'm like, that
hard. Yeah, that's how it be. But you know, that's my ultimate goal, is to, so when people go back and revisit my projects, they're like, oh yeah, he's definitely like, I could hear this artist or that, not necessarily copy. One of my friends always compares me to Fab. I'm like, the vocal tone, but like, no, Fab's got bars. That's an honor. But no, like, I'm not trying to copy anyone, but I am influenced by a Fab, you know. Yeah. Those the Summertime Shootout mixtape, the soul tapes, man. Like I said, Dat Piff era, worth revisiting. It was a time, man. And again, that was another, like, music is like a time capsule. That's the magic of it. You know what was relevant at a certain time in your life. You'll never forget it. And it's like, if you listen to it now, it still might bring you back. And that's what I've loved about it. That's like that's like the magical element of it. It's like, you'll never forget where you were when that came out. And that's why it's special. That's why, like, Juice WRLD's a special artist. There were so many of us so young and like enjoying life, and he come out, made this music like so relatable. Some of it's more depressing, but a lot of people had those feelings but just didn't know how to express them. Again, I hate this, and people are gonna hate me for it. He might be comparable, had he lived longer, to a New School Cudi. You know, like, he had those songs that really made you think, like, damn, like, you know, you really aren't alone. He might have been bigger, arguably. You know, he was hopping on shit with everyone. He had an album with Future, bro. Like, and he was what, 20? Like, that shit is incredible. What 20-year-old gets a fucking out? I mean, Lil Uzi was like 25 or 26 when he got his album. Not to downplay that, because that's an achievement. But these are guys, you know, he doesn't just hop on an album with anyone. You know, that's the specialty of it. Like, so.
You gotta be nice.
Yeah, someone has to see that vision. Like, them, if they see it, you can't tell anyone shit. Like, you gotta hate. What are you gonna say? The GOAT said I'm stamped. Like, there's nothing you can say. Now you're just mad at your soul or something. Like, so that's how it goes, bro. But yeah, that's mainly it. You know, I'm definitely gonna be recording more. I hadn't recorded as much the last month, but that's because going into summer, I was recording like every single weekend, even during the week. Now I'm like some weekends, and I like to, like, I don't know, because some artists love the output of it and producing tons of music. I've never liked oversaturation personally, and a great example is NBA YoungBoy. Is there fans that listen to every single album he comes out with? Yes. I'm not one of them. And then I always get caught in like, oh shit, this came out a year ago. Where the fuck was I? But it's like, I believe in letting things simmer a little, because then it kind of takes, and that's just me. There's other people who love consistently getting content and fed new content. And to be honest, the day and age we're in, the attention span's short enough for it. We're from the time where artists drop an album once every 3 years. It may not be the best strategy, but I'm dropping 2-3 projects a year, maybe even 4. But my thing is that's a good ratio for, especially as someone who comes in early, because they got to really be a fan of you for you to be fucking putting out 25 song albums. Like, a great example is Russ said it himself. He's like, I barely drop anything over 12 songs. Is like, if you're a lesser known artist, who are you going to sit through? Like, you're not going to sit through 12 songs. If you're putting your foot in the water, you start finding you like it and you're going to shows and you're selling merch, then that's the time. You know what I mean? It's a timing thing. I think a lot of this shit is a timing thing too. But you should also always do what you want as an artist too. There's always that. I'm not saying don't put out 20 mixtapes a year. Me, I just don't have the time to listen to it. No, like, I'm working on my own craft. I have my preferred artists. And even if Travis Scott did that, I still wouldn't listen to 20 albums a year. We all work. We all got various responsibilities. Like, I ain't got no time, right? Like, I'm rolling up an L to the same shit sometimes, you know what I mean? So it is what it is. But yeah, I like to do a steady pace, but not overfeed the amount of content I put out, you know what I mean? Definitely a balance, so to speak. Not drop once every 4 years. Only Kendrick could do that shit. People got to stop doing that. Like, disappearing for anything over 6 months is crazy. You got to keep people's attention spans going. Yeah, only him, bro. Even the bangers, yeah. Start smacking. That was one of the craziest things I ever seen, when it was a diss track 5 minutes later after the diss track, and I was still trying to process Euphoria. I'm like, wait a minute, he's trying to bury him
in the studio, bro. I just be in the studio here, just like, so, oh, you can do that, but where's the album? Where's the album,
bro?
Man?
Yeah, no.
Oh man,
no, for real. Yeah. And like, we're still asking too. Same with Cardi though. Cardi went on a generational 6-song run to start the year, and everyone's like, this is perfect. Yeah, then doesn't drop the album. Why? Why? It is a great example.
That nigga loves playing with people's emotions, bro.
Bro, went on a run. Went on a run. Yeah. Am I wrong?
No, like, he did.
Oh my gosh.
Man said,
Hood by Air, bro. Drop anytime in the next 10 years, and it's going crazy. And yet, that shit, like.
Catch you guys never.
He said, I'll tease you, and then maybe this year. I'm like, what? You can't do that. That would have, the timing of it all, bro, that would have been the biggest album in the world. Easily. It would have gotten to that, because he's already doing shit with Camila Cabello, whatever fucking name is. He's tapping into his Latin. Yeah, he's tapping into his Latin markets and shit. Yeah. His camp is smart. I just don't. See, that's a great example of the opposite end. You got NBA Youngboys, then you got Playboy Cardi's, who, like, you're literally having people beg you to put this shit out every day, and you won't give it. It's like that. Of course, that's a dream, and you probably want that. You want that demand as an artist, but we really want that fucking album, dude. Like, we all need that album. So I don't know, bro. To each his own, though. To each his own, bro. That's what it really be.
Word. Let us know where we can find you and everything.
Word. Yeah, you can find me on all socials. My Instagram, YGJUL. No tricks there, just YGJUL, YGJUL. Twitter is the same. Have a TikTok. Gonna start posting more on it. Squinted631. My YouTube, you could just Google Squinted Rapper. I'll pop right up with all my visuals. I think I'm still not the first result, but it's coming soon. I forget what the first result was. It was some bullshit though. That ain't the real Squinted. It was like an advertisement for another country or some shit. It wasn't me, but you'll see me on there. So, but through my Instagram, best place to get me. I got my link tree. You can find all the content. I make some YouTube videos sometimes, not often, but I do some vlogs. You'll have a few different types of content on there to check out, man, and get to know me and the people I be around. Definitely, man. It's cool shit. And look out for Life Is What You Make It this fall, man. 2024. The album, we coming soon, man. I know people been asking for it. They don't want singles no more. They want the album. Well, the album is coming. It's coming soon. Don't you worry. So, yeah. And thank you for having me, of course.
Of course.
Bro, appreciate it, bro.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. We'll be around, you know.
Yeah.
We'll be doing shows and shit. You'll see us both big soon. So,
yeah, thank you guys so much for watching another episode of the World on Drugs interviews. This week we had Squinted with us. He told you where to go find him, so make sure you guys check him out. And as always, you know where to find us. So, till next time.
Peace.
Peace.
Yeah, good looks, bro.
So hot.